What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. And I told y'all this was coming. I told y'all this nonsense was coming, these politics in the sport of boxing. I told you this was coming. So, two-time WBC super middleweight world champion, now light heavyweight title contender, Mexican Ecuadorian superstar boxer, David the Mexican monster Benavidez is being pushed to the back. I told y'all that David Benavidez was going to be pushed to the back. Look at the stream I did with my brother Claymore Rain. I told y'all that David Benavidez will be pushed to the back of the line. He went to Saudi Arabia this weekend to meet with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. He had the biggest win, according to himself, against David Morrell a few weeks ago, and he won the fight. And I told you guys, he became the World Boxing Council, better known as WBC, mandatory challenger for the winner of Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol rematch, undisputed rematch. Artur Beterbiev won the first fight. Dmitry Bivol won this weekend. David Benavidez, the WBC mandatory. Well, guess what? I told you guys, you had Caleb Smith fight against Buatsi for the WBO mandatory position for the light heavyweight position, right? And I said that David Benavidez, while he's there, David Benavidez needs to push for a fight against Caleb Smith, Buatsi winner. That's what he needs to focus on. Because if Dmitry Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev in the rematch, there's going to be a trilogy match, right? Because Artur Beterbiev, he won the first fight, and Dmitry Bivol won the second fight. They have one loss apiece on each other's record, and it's to each other. And there's no way that Artur Beterbiev is going to walk away with that on his record. He's going to want the trilogy. And lo and behold, he immediately said that he was petitioning for the trilogy. Immediately. I told you that was coming. And David Benavidez, after he beat David Morrell, he stated that if Artur Beterbiev loses to Bivol, which he thought Bivol was going to win, that he expected him to have a trilogy. And I told you this was coming, right? And lo and behold, they announced today that the mandatory in order is that, number one, the IBF mandatory gets the first chance, which is Michael Eifert for the IBF. He's in line first. Number two is the WBO Caleb Smith. And number three is David Benavidez. So he's last in line to get the opportunity to be the mandatory, to force the mandatory that the champion has to fight. So that means, to give you guys a breakdown, if Artur Beterbiev or Dmitry Bivol, whoever wins, particularly I'm going to say Dmitry Bivol, for multiple reasons. He's younger, okay? I thought he won the first fight. He clearly won the second fight, and I think he's going to win the third fight, right? If Beterbiev wins the third fight, he's 40 years old. He might retire. Now, I don't know if he's going to retire, but he might. Bivol, we know, who's 34, he ain't retiring, right? So now that means that Michael Eifert will get the first opportunity to force the mandatory. So that IBF belt. So for Dmitry Bivol to stay undisputed, he will have to fight Michael Eifert. And then he fights Michael Eifert and beats him. Now he's going to get a voluntary defense, right? He's not going to be forced into the mandatory for the WBO. He'll get a voluntary defense because he just satisfied one of his mandatories. Then he'll have the mandatory for the WBO. That's 3 fights down the line. And then he gets a voluntary, and then David Benavidez. So this is why I say, because Caleb Smith is in a position where he's not in line next either, that David Benavidez should push for the Caleb Smith fight immediately. Immediately, because this makes him, he beats Caleb Smith, right? Which I highly believe he will. He beats Caleb Smith, right? This makes David Benavidez the WBO, WBC mandatory, and he's a bigger name. And this can force Michael Eifert into a position where he steps aside. Period. Or the IBF will give him a pardon. Mr. President Darrell Peoples. He'll pardon him. But I told you these politics was going to rear its ugly head, and here it is. It's nasty work. And again, Michael Eifert deserves the opportunity. Caleb Smith, whatever. David Benavidez became the WBC mandatory challenger before Caleb Smith just beat Buatsi. So how's he in line before David Benavidez? Politics. Or what'll happen is they'll start stripping Dmitry Bivol and David Benavidez will fight for titles, but not undisputed. It's politics. So hopefully Turki Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, can put this together where he understands, hey, listen, Michael Eifert, I understand your opportunity. I understand your position, but this is a fight that people want to see. We'll pay you step aside money and guarantee you a fight in the future. Let these two guys fight. But this is what David Benavidez needs to do immediately. Push for a fight with Caleb Smith, because that makes you and Eifert in position. So therefore, you fight Caleb Smith on the undercard of Bivol versus Benavidez trilogy, right? The people going to demand to see you, should you beat Caleb Smith, fight the winner of that fight. And let's say he fights Michael Eifert or somebody else next, or takes time off. Then you could fight Michael Eifert and get him out the way as well. But I told y'all, what did I tell y'all all build up? This is what he needs to do. And it's right here in your face. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.